Hi. I hope you're all doing well. It's a difficult time for all of us, but I'm glad we have this opportunity to touch base. You know, when Cindy and I first conceived of the Rogue Theater, we knew we wanted to be doing great literature. We wanted to tell these wonderful stories simply and well. And we think we've done that. We hope we have. But along the way, you told us we had something else going that you simply can't do without: intimacy. That's why it is so difficult right now for all of us to keep our distance. Of all the things that might be inconsistent with live theater, social distancing must top the list. On March 12th, when we had to call a halt to our season after the 11th performance of The Beauty Queen of Linan, we were amazed at the generosity you showed us. Almost all of the tickets that were remaining for Beauty Queen and the entire run of Twelfth Night you generously donated back to the theater. And some of you stepped up and offered even more, which was an enormous boon to the theater because we were able to pay almost all of the actors everything they were anticipating through the run of Twelfth Night. It was very important to them and to us. Thank you so much. You know, in the second act of Twelfth Night, Festi the Jester sings a song for Orsino. And at the end, Orsino hands him a coin or two and says, "There's for your pains." And Festi says, "No pains, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir." We've heard from you that many of you take pleasure in what we do, and we certainly take pleasure in doing it for you. And because none of us likes to be hunkering down, we thought we'd give you and ourselves a little taste, and this is just a taste, of what we might have done and will do again with Twelfth Night. So, this is a series of scenes from Twelfth Night through Zoom from the actors' living rooms. At the beginning, we see Orsino listening to music and imagining himself in love with the Lady Olivia.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet south that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough. No more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity receiveth as the sea. Naught enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical.
Next, we see Lady Olivia's uncle, Sir Toby Belch, and her waiting gentlewoman Maria, who tries to keep some semblance of order in the house despite Sir Toby's drunkenness.
Oh, what a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I am sure care's an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours. You must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in here one night to be her wooer.
Ooh, Sir Andrew Aguecheek.
Why, he.
He's as tall a man as any is in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and prodigal.
Oh, fie that you'll say so. He hath all the good gifts of nature.
Oh, he hath indeed. For besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler. And, but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarreling, 'tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
But by this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking healths to my niece, I'll drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria.
Oh.
Next, we meet the center of the story, Viola. Viola and her twin brother Sebastian are shipwrecked in a storm. They are separated, rescued, and landed separately on the shores of Illyria. Viola, unattended, chooses to dress herself as a young man and take the name Cesario. Viola then goes into the service of the Count Orsino, who takes to the young man with surprising affection and enlists him to woo the Lady Olivia in his stead. Oh, yes, and Viola has a cat named Poppy.
Cesario, thou know'st no less but all. I have unclasped to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors, and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous, and leap all civil bounds, rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio's of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it. For they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife. Whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
The Lady Olivia is mourning the death of her brother. She nevertheless receives the insistent young man Cesario, Viola, in disguise, ostensibly to put an end to the persistent suits of Orsino. It doesn't quite go as anyone planned, though.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part.
Are you an actor?
No, my profound heart.
Ugh.
And yet, by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is the more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. What are you? What would you?
What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead.
What is your text?
Most sweet lady, good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text, but we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. It's not well done.
Excellently done. If God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as item, tulips, indifferent red. Item, 2 brown eyes with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contemned love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia. Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless perchance you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Not too fast. Soft. Soft. Even so quickly may one catch the plague.
In a ploy to bring back Cesario, Olivia sends her steward, the Puritan Malvolio, after him to return a ring which was never left in the first place. Malvolio catches up with Cesario, the disguised Viola, in the street.
Were not you even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived, but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you never be so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his who finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she would better love a dream. Oh, disguise! I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she mistaken seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now, alas the day, what thriftless sigh shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time. Thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Because Malvolio has been railing against the festivities of Maria, Sir Toby, and his friend Sir Andrew, Maria devises a plot to gull Malvolio into believing that his mistress Olivia has fallen in love with him. She has written a letter in Olivia's hand and left it for Malvolio to discover. She then hides Sir Toby, Sir Andrew, and another member of the household, Fabian, in the garden to observe.
"'Tis but fortune, all is fortune. Maria once told me my lady did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near, that should she fancy it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it?"
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him.
Flight, I could so beat the rogue.
I say,
To be Count Malvolio.
oh, rogue.
Pistol him, pistol him.
Peace, peace.
There is example for it. The lady of the Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fire on him, Jezebel.
Oh, peace. Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone!
Peace, peace.
And then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place, as I would they should do theirs, ask for my kinsman, Toby.
Shackles!
Peace, peace, peace. Now.
7 of my people, with an obedient start, make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch, or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there for me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
And does not Toby take you a blow with a lip?
Saying, cousin, Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your knees, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scab!
Nay, patience, or we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me. I warned you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace! And the spirit of humors intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is, in contempt of question, her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's. Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this, and my good wishes. Her very phrases. By your leave, Wax. Soft. And the impressor here, her Lucrece, with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. If it should be thee, Malvolio, I may command where I adore, but silence, like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. Moai doth sway my life.
Faustian riddle.
Excellent wedge, say I.
Moai doth sway my life? Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
With what wing the checks at it?
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her, she is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this, and the end. What should that alphabetical position portend? If I could make that resemble something in me, softly. Moai. Malvolio! Why, that begins my name. M, but then there is no consonancy in the sequel. That suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does, and then I comes behind. Moai. The simulation is not as the former. And yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Oh. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This will open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point device the very man. I do not fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites me to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love with a kind of injunction, drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars, I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Let thy smiles become thee well. Therefore in my presence still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I would not give my part of this sport for a pension of thousands.
I could marry this wench for this device.
Oh, so could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her but such another just.
Nor I neither.
Meanwhile, Orsino, refusing to take no for an answer, has sent Cesario, Viola in disguise, back once again to try with the Lady Olivia. Outside the house, she meets Festi, jester to the Lady Olivia, who has been singing to us off and on all night.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwell near him. Or the church stands by thy tabor if thy tabor stand by the church.
You have said, sir, to see this age, a sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would therefore my sister had had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, sir, her name's a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister wanton.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
No, not so, sir. I do care for something. But in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I would it would make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. I am indeed not the Lady Olivia's fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, but the fool should be as oft with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and thou pass upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Now Jove in his next commodity of hair send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I am almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin.
Would not a pair of these have bred, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
Well, I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter, I hope, is not great, sir, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. Troilus, Cressida, Troilus, Cressida, Troilus, Cressida, Troilus, Cressida. My lady is within, sir. I will construe to them whence you come. Who you are and what you would are out of my welkin. I would say element, but the word is overworn.
Sir Andrew, whose purpose at the household is only to woo the Lady Olivia for himself, has become discouraged and exasperated at Olivia's infatuation with Cesario. Sir Toby and Fabian see this as an opportunity for more entertainment.
No, faith, I'll not stay a jot longer. Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving man than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slight will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favor to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should have then accosted her with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint. You should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was bought. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard. Unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt either of valor or policy.
And to be anyway, it must be with valor or policy. I hate. I had as lief be a brownist than a politician.
Why then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me the Count's youth to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with women than report of valor.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go. Write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief. Go about it.
Where shall I find you?
Will call thee at the cubicular. Go.
course, you never met Viola's brother Sebastian, who arrives just in time to turn Olivia's eye toward an identical figure who actually is the gender she'd anticipated. And the resulting disappointment by Orsino is turned to attraction when Viola reveals herself to be the woman she is. Poor Malvolio is badly mistreated. Nevertheless, romantic demands are met, and Feste leaves us with a bit of musical philosophy.
When that I was, and a little tiny boy, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, the foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knave and thief men shut their gate, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wife, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst swaggering I could never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. A long, long ago the world began, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain. But that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day.
We hope these images of a sheltered-in-place Twelfth Night have helped pass the time for you till we meet again. Stay safe, and we are so looking forward to being in the room with you and indulging the community and the intimacy that we all love in the theater.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou stand by thy tabor?